What's up, guys? King of Crypto coming to you from the cheapest filming setup in all of the crypto industry, all of YouTube. Why? Because I can get away with it. Why? Because as you know, I am the most woke, empty house, crypto fad, business advice guy with a great bot who is also PG and family friendly. I'm so important. We can have f***ing terrible setups like this and still get away with it. Let's get into the topic of the day. I get 4 questions in crypto. These 4 questions constantly. Number 1, Alex, what do you look like with your shirt off? Number 2, Alex, do you have any pics on YouTube of you with your shirt off? Number 3, Alex, put some pics of your shirt off on the gram. Number 4, what's your portfolio look like? As you guys know, it's well known. You might have seen in the Winklevoss article in Forbes. Top of the article, headline, the only way to get rich in crypto is to copy. All right, I can't even do this with a straight face anymore. Guys, look, here's what we're gonna do. In today's video, jokes aside, I'm gonna build 3 types of portfolios. I'm gonna build a low risk portfolio. And before I say this, there's no such thing as a low risk portfolio in crypto. It's all gonna crash. It's all nonsense. That's my opinion. That being said, I'm gonna show you a lower risk portfolio that will likely get you a 2 to 3x if the bull run keeps going. Keyword, if the bull run keeps going. A medium risk that will get you probably a 3 to 5x, and then a high risk that could get you a 5 to 8x in my opinion. Again, this is not financial advice. If you listen to this, I just talked about myself with my shirt off. You're gonna get financial advice from me? That's your own problem. But let's hop into it. Okay guys, so let's just dive into it. I'm gonna keep this really simple. Like I said, I'm gonna show you a low risk portfolio, a medium risk, and a high risk. Now let me define what these all are, okay? First and foremost, what you need to understand about the bull run is it's gonna go up like it did last time, and everything's gonna go down. Whether your money's in Bitcoin or some crazy altcoin, this can happen. But you need to understand how these crashes are going to look, and you also need to understand the potential of these coins and the risk to reward and also opportunity cost of them before I talk about this. Okay, this is extremely important when thinking about how you want your portfolio to look. I didn't understand this when I first got into it, and I really didn't hit the objectives I was shooting for when I easily could have if I looked at things a little bit differently. I'd be up literally tens of millions of dollars right now if I just done this, okay? And the portfolios I'm also gonna show you right here, this combination of this portfolio made me over $1 million last month. We're up almost 250,000 this week, even with some losses in altcoins. It's done well for me. So let me break down first off what I mean by this. So when you're a beginner, you're not really going to, and let's be frank right here, I'm by no means a super veteran. I wasn't in the 2017 bull run. I'm still somewhat of a beginner right now. But what you need to understand is how coins crash and what the crashes are going to look like. So if you go and look at Ethereum back in 2017, you're going to see what the crash looks like. So you can see right here, we're in 2018-ish right here. And you can see the crash, it really took it almost a full month right here from January 12th from its peak to get down to almost a big sizable dip right here. But you can see you had plenty of time to exit right here. Now, most people right here thought it was just going to bounce back up, and they just held. Okay? But you need to understand the crashes on this are going to look very different. Okay? When you're new to crypto, what you think is it's going to go up and it's going to crash on one day. This is what I thought when I got in. I panic sold very early on. Of course, I bought back in. But again, this really jarred me when I first got into it, and I've talked about that in other ones. And what you need to understand is it's just not going to happen like that. We're not going to see Ethereum go from $2,000 to $200 in a span of a week. It's probably going to take months for that to happen. And so that's why when I talk about the lower risk coins and that everything's going to go down, you're going to have time to exit probably the lower risk coins. But if we can go and look at something just as recently as, let's just look at paid network. All right, so this is the definition of a higher risk coin. So you can see, boom, paid network did this. Okay, and it's back up, it's making a ton of money. It's one of my best performers. So if we go look at chain games, okay, this is a very other high risk coin that I absolutely love, but it's a high risk coin. Okay, we go look at this one, the past 7 days, like look at the volatility on this thing, just bam, and now it's back up, it's recovered, it's doing great, it's still one of my favorite coins, but you can see like, whoo, all right. Also in this video, I'm gonna start with the lower risk and I'm gonna get to the higher risk at the end of the video. And one thing I also want to state before I get into it, I'm using really conservative numbers. So when I say 2 to 3x on the low risk, if this bull run behaves like it did last time, you're probably going to see a 5 to 7x, but you're going to have to go deep in the bull run. High risk, I talked about 5 to 8x.
you could see a 20x on this thing. Okay, there's some really juicy altcoins in here that I'm going to talk about, and some really, I think, unique perspectives on the low risk side. So when I talk about low risk and high risk, that's mainly what I'm referencing, the speed and predictability of the crashes. Ethereum, for example, is probably going to go up and up and up and up and up and up, and then go down and down and down and down and down. And a pretty sharp decline, but it's going to do that. Altcoins can go up, down, whoop, up, 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 and then just, it's nutty, okay? Now, you need to understand the other risk to portfolios, all right? With low risk portfolios and high risk portfolios, it's not saying that low risk portfolios don't have risk. So for example, if you put your money in Ethereum in February, okay, let's look at the 3 months. February, you'd probably have about the same amount of money you have right now. It's done literally nothing. Literally nothing. And so there's two really big downsides to low risk coins that you need to understand. Okay, so first off, let's imagine we have $100,000 to invest. If we put $100,000 in Ethereum in February, we'd have about $100,000 right now. Whereas let's just say we put it in another great coin that isn't high risk at all, Theta. Okay, like Google's backing this, so many huge companies are backing this. We go look at this over 3 months, we put this in February, we'd have, well, 6x right now. Now this is an extreme example, but you need to consider the opportunity cost. Okay, with Ethereum, when these things go stablecoin, by that I mean their prices don't really change and they go up very slowly. By putting $100,000 in Ethereum and not a range of other coins, there's a massive opportunity cost. That is literally $500,000 lost putting your money in a medium risk coin. That's a huge opportunity cost. On top of this, you need to understand that for low risk coins to do that 3 to 5x that I talked about, you have to go deep into the bull run. Okay, and so what people are predicting is that this bull run is going to go till 2022, like in the February of 2022. And so that means you're going to have to sit through from now to next February and hope the bull run doesn't end and hope that it goes exactly as predicted. I think there's a strong chance it could go in the February. However, the deeper we get into the bull run, the more likely there's going to be a crash. And so let's imagine you are holding all your money in Ethereum. In order for you to make that 3 to 5x or make a lot of money in Ethereum, you're going to have to go deep into the bull run. I don't want to go this deep. Okay, I don't want to be in. If we're going to go look at Ethereum price in 2000, let's just go look at 2018. Okay, you can see it went up and up and up, and then it skyrocketed at the end of the year. So you can really make your killing at the end of the year, but it really requires you to go deep into the bull run. Okay. So we went from about $300 right here to about $1,000 right here. There's no way you would have caught this peak. So $1,000. So about a 3x at the end of the bull run. That's not that great when we can go and just actually jump into something like Theta, get our nut, and then bounce out. Okay, if we put $100,000 in Theta, we could have made the same returns that like ETH did in that time frame, give or take. I know my math is off, just bear with me. I realize it did like a 10, 20x last bull run, but just putting this in perspective, now that we're in the middle of the bull run, I want to find a coin that's going to get us a nice 5, 6x, and then I want to bounce, maybe even in Q3. Okay, I don't want to ride this bull run deep. And so the big risk with low risk coins is you have to go deep into the bull run. I don't want to do that. I don't think anyone should do that. That's my 2 cents. What I also suggest you do is if you look at my portfolio, it's a mix across all of this. And you need to understand really how you're going to be trading in general. Are you going to be a person that's just going to set and forget and check back once a month? Or are you going to be a person that's checking every week? Are you going to be a person that's checking every single day? All these require different amounts of maintenance. Okay, so if you're in a high risk portfolio, you're likely going to have to be watching these and trading. Okay, you're going to have to actively be moving from coin to coin, and there's a few coins you need to be watching the news on these things because they can just go down in a heartbeat. For example, chain games, right here, you could have made a lot of money trading this if you had got in right here. All right, you'd sold right here, waited for this crash right here, and then bought right here and then gone right here. You could have made, if you had $100,000 and you got in right here, you could have made nearly $300,000, sold, waited till it dipped down again, and then made about $600,000 right here. Okay, if you sold about the 60 cents mark right here. Okay, so you could have turned 100,000 to 600,000 if you're being clever right here. But this requires you watching the news of the coin. It requires you doing a lot of predicting what people are going to do and getting in and out. And this is something you have to actively participate in. And if you're not watching this, there's a lot of coins that will just crater and not come back. For example, B20 is a very high-risk coin I got into based around all of Beeple's artwork. I got in about $5, exited at $20. This thing's never coming back. Okay? So you need to understand this about the coins. You can also counter a lot of this by diversifying. And it's my belief that a high-risk portfolio diversified will outperform greatly and is actually a little bit more safer than the low-risk portfolio. Because, again, my biggest risk I'm afraid of is going deep into the bull run. So without further ado, let's just get into it. What coins should we pick in our low-risk portfolio? We're just going to start with these ones. It's really easy. You should probably stick to just the top 25. So in my low-risk portfolio, I don't hold Ethereum. You can hold Ethereum if you want, but what you need to understand is there's a huge, huge war for the smart contract market. Whoever wins this, they're going to skyrocket. But I believe that all these are going to carve out their own spaces and they're all going to make it into the future. Or at least, 2 out of 4 of them are. Okay? This is going to be Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, and Polkadot. Okay? If you don't know what smart contracts are, DeFi, look it up. Okay? So the reason why I don't really hold any Ethereum is simply this. Look at the market caps on these. This is 240 billion. Binance, 68 billion. Cardano, 38. Polkadot, 38. Okay? In order for Ethereum to do a 5x, we're going to have to see almost $800 billion pour into it. That's, if you look at the total market cap, we're around a $2 trillion market cap right now. We're going to have to see half of the current market cap that is currently in all of crypto across all coins combined pour into Ethereum for it just to simply do a 5x at this point. For it to do a 3x, we're going to have to see nearly $400 billion pour into it. On top of that, Ethereum's lunch is being eaten by Binance Coin. Cardano potentially could kill it, and Polkadot is doing a really, really good job of taking its market. So we have this thing that, one, could be killed in the future. That makes it high risk, in my opinion. It has a strong chance of being killed because it has this huge market cap that is just, it's like if you ever seen one of those video games where one of the enemies loads up on billions of coins and then you pop it and the coins go everywhere. That's what I see in Ethereum. Okay. On top of that, I don't see it really doing that great of returns with Cardano, DOT, and Binance Coin all eating its market. Okay? If Binance Coin, Cardano, DOT didn't exist, this would be at a $600 billion market cap, no problem. 500 billion maybe. Okay? All right, maybe even 400 billion. But it would be way up there. It would be just skyrocketing right now. But the thing is, there's options in Ethereum. I'm not going to get into it. Look at my analysis video on Ethereum. I just don't see it easily getting another $400 billion in it until deep into the bull run when people are just FOMOing and like crazy people. I just don't see it happening, especially with these ones eating everything from it. So that's why I don't hold Ethereum, because it requires me to go deep into the bull run. It has the potential to be killed. And again, there's so many things weighing it back. Like Bitcoin right here, yeah, it has $1 trillion market cap, but there's nothing competing with Bitcoin. It's the store of value. It's the gold, and it's won that, and it's done. And that's why it's performing. So in my low risk portfolio, what I personally hold is I hold Cardano, DOT, Litecoin. And some people might disagree with me on this one, but Engine, okay? And I think Engine is possibly the best low-risk coin, for my opinion, because I'm really into the gaming cryptos. Engine is my favorite low-risk coin, in my opinion. And then finally, I also hold Avalanche. So basically, I just hold all the smart contract platforms and then Engine. So why do I do that? Okay, so Cardano, DOT, Ethereum, Binance Coin, AVAX are all competing for the same share of land. And what you need to understand is that with these coins, they're all probably going to 3 to 5x. However, if we go all in on one coin, like a lot of people do with Ethereum, okay, this is what I did early in the bull run, if this thing doesn't perform, we're going to miss out on the greatest money-making opportunity ever. So the best thing we can do is there's no way Ethereum is going to outperform DOT by much. It could, but it would be a span of 20 to 50%. Okay? There's no way, especially if Gauguin goes online with Cardano, that Ethereum is going to outperform Cardano. But in any of these cases right here, Gauguin could fail, Cardano could take a dump. Ethereum's gas fees could just kill it, and then Cardano and DOT could kill it. Binance Coin could just flip Ethereum. And so the best thing we can do is we can diversify across all the smart contracts, because overall what's most likely going to happen is they're all going to 3 to 5x. Or at least 2 to 3x. What is possible to happen is one of them could take a massive poo-poo. So we don't want to play the wheel with this one. So what I would personally do is I would hold the coins that I hold. You could throw Ethereum and Binance coin in there. It wouldn't be a bad decision, but I would split it equally across all of these ones. That's what I would personally do. I would also really consider putting Theta in there because I really see this at least going to a $30 billion to $40 billion market cap. I also really like Litecoin because I think this could go to a $100 billion market cap. Again, it just has a very, very low market cap considering it's a top 10 coin. Go check out JRNY's channel. He talks a lot on this. So that's what my low risk portfolio looks like. Cardano, DOT, Litecoin. I would throw Theta in there, but of all these ones, I think it's already gone up a whole lot. If you would like Theta a whole lot, it could be a really good one to throw in there. And Engine. And again, when I started talking about Engine on this channel, it was like we got in an Engine like right here, okay? So it's been very juicy. That's why it's my favorite low risk coin. So let's talk about medium risk coins. So medium risk coins are just a happy medium between the high risk and low risk. I don't see any of these ones imploding. It's very unlikely that they implode, but they can be much more volatile. And again, they're going to take sharper dips than these top coins over here. Okay, they're going to take much sharper dips. So it's actually pretty simple to talk about these because there doesn't need to be any answer. It's just a middle ground between them. Okay. So if I'm going to talk about medium risk coins, you have to look at Origin Protocol. This thing is just going to keep going up and up and up. We got into this like in March. It's just been silly. Okay. OGN's just been out for blood for a long time. And this thing has the potential to really mess up Uber, has the potential to really mess up Shopify. If it does those things, this thing's going to be multiple billion-dollar market cap, if not in the top 25 coins. So this is by far my favorite medium risk coin. Now you might be wondering, why don't we just all go in one coin? Again, same exact thing. These markets can be volatile and maybe something can come and kill Origin. So we have to protect ourselves from that. Next medium risk coin, StormX. Again, this just allows people to make money on all their purchases like a credit card with getting paid back in crypto. It's huge. The returns on it are awesome. They just lost Walmart. I think they're going to get Walmart back. They're partnering with all these big brands. I think this one is just going to keep going up. And you can see a medium risk to me is about a $600 million to a $500 million market cap. And so StormX is very simply great team, great project. They do everything right. I just see it constantly to keep going up. It's just fantastic. Another great project that I think is a great buy right now, even though they've really pissed me off recently, but I understand why they did it, is going to be Voyager. Okay, so this app has just exploded so much and they're actually way down right now. So it's a great buying opportunity in my mind because they had to basically lock up withdrawals from their platform because of fraud and all sorts of other things were going on. Not fraud on their platform, people trying to break the platform and whatnot. And so they've grown so fast, they had to slow down their withdrawal process, which it still works. You can still withdraw money there, but it takes like 5 days. And so they're fixing this right now. And so it's way down right now. I know they're going to fix this here in a few days. I know they're going to fix this here in a week or so, or a week or two. And when this happens, it's just going to keep exploding back up. This thing is growing faster. It's going to be the Robin Hood of crypto. And I don't see this not going to like a $5 billion market cap, or at least 5xing with ease. It's just a great app. It's a great team. It's a great company. It's been doing everything right until recently when they just exploded and got too many customers. The revenue they're doing is insane. So I think it's massively undervalued right now. And this dip right here is created just by FUD. Right? Fundamentally, the project is beyond proven, and it's one of the most profitable, it's one of the fastest growing revenue projects in crypto right now that's actually making a lot of money. So I'm still a big fan of Voyager. Really cheesed me off the last few weeks. I understood why they did it, but I think it's really undervalued right now, and I think it's a great buy time. And so let's actually draw out where we are right now with the portfolio. So if we're looking at low risk, we're going to have ADA, DOT, Litecoin, AVAX, Engine, and in my medium risk, I'm going to have OGN, STMX, and Voyager. Now, one thing I also want to point out, as we get into the medium and high risk, I really diversify across types of markets. So STMX, I'm not exactly sure to classify it. It's just a really great project. OGN, I understand Shopify, I understand payment processors, I understand peer-to-peer transactions very well. And Voyager is just something that it's an exchange/brokerage I use every single day. You can see in the low risk, I'm really just going for the smart contract markets, and then Litecoin, which is about as low risk as it gets, and then Engine, which is just dominating gaming. It's the Bitcoin of gaming. Okay, so I'm diversified a very little in my low risk just because I know smart contracts are going to happen. They're going to happen. The entire world is going to be built on these things. Okay, smart contracts and Web 3.0, it's just going to be built on these things. Okay, now high risk. This is where I've rubbed my hands together like a dirty, gross pervert. Okay, this is where I make the most money. I've made a lot of money actually on these coins. I've made a lot of money in Engine. I've made a lot of money on DOT when it blew up last week. I've made a lot of money on AVAX. I made a nice like 30-40% on ADA. Okay, Litecoin, I've actually made a nice 30-40% on lately too. I've killed it on these ones. I've made probably almost a 10x on Voyager, 3x very recently on STMX, at least a 3x on OGN. Now these high risk coins, I've held some of them for a while. I've held a few of them just for a few weeks and made 3 to 5x's on them. Okay, they're pretty funny. They're pretty cute. And so I'm going to go down the list of. I'm not going to put them in any particular order because I don't want to tell you which one's to buy. I'm just going to tell you what I think is going on here. Okay, so my favorite one is probably going to be SPI. Okay, SPI right here. It's just been on a tear the entire bull run. I got in around, I would say about around right here. It's just been goofy. Okay, so what this allows people to do is pay with crypto on Amazon. I'm pretty sure they have Shopify coming here soon. They partner with literally everything. They work super hard. This thing should be even higher than it is right now. It just works. Okay, I would almost put it in the middle tier list at this point, just because of how good the team is and just the use case behind it. So SPI is definitely my favorite poo-poo coin. I can't say the S coin word because YouTube doesn't like that. But this one right here, I love it. It's awesome. My next favorite coin that I think it's just a great extra entry point right now is Chain Games. Allows gambling for online video games, allows people to do it easily. They recently lost Fortnite because Fortnite's cracking down on gambling on any gambling platforms, other players doing anything or paid matches. It's not letting anybody do it. Okay, so it took a massive poop right here. But this is just goofy FUD because it was a great project before Fortnite, and there's so many other platforms that do exactly what Chain Games does, but in fiat. But Chain Games does it better and crypto's more efficient. And so as soon as this plugs into mobile apps and all the partnerships they're doing, it's just going to shoot back up. And I see this one exploding. Okay, but again, you can see these big dips right here. This is why we want to diversify the portfolio, not go all in on one of these. So out of all the ones I think have the possibility to explode right now, it has to be Xcur. I think it has like a $40 billion market cap, so it could go nuclear and get to the same size as, I don't know, OGN-ish right now. It's an app where you can buy basically just about everything on it, and it could just be absolutely huge. You can pay with whatever crypto you want and buy whatever product you want online. It has a great team. It's already doing so many huge things, and frankly, at this point, it should be worth a lot more. The app's about to come out. I think it's massively undervalued right now. I think it could explode, and it's probably the lowest cap coin that I hold. Okay, I think it's going to do phenomenal this bull run. The next one I think is going to do really well because Web 3.0s are just about to be on fire is Kylan. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't understand this project too much. The reason why I buy this project is because I know tons and tons of whales hold a massive amount of this project. That's wallets I will look at. And my friend, who is an extremely experienced trader, who's actually very, very up in the know about Web 3.0s, he's like, this thing's just incredible. So I rolled the dice on this one a little bit right here. I'm not an expert on Web 3.0s, but all the wallets I track, all the people I talk to, they're just obsessed with this project. And I've invested with them before and it's done very well, and that's just why I'm in this right now. If you get Web 3.0s, I think they're about to go absolutely nuclear. And then it's also on Polkadot, so you combine that together. What we're seeing a lot of on Polkadot is projects that are similar to, let's say, Chainlink, or projects that have started off in the past like Aave. We're seeing Polkadot versions of these, and you can find them like little brothers, and if they do the same thing, they just have so far to grow. So if we go and look at Kylan's market cap right here, it's 84 million. This thing could easily get to $200, $300 million here really soon as Web 3.0s heat up. Paid network is another favorite of mine. I don't think this is a great entry point right now. It's actually slipping into the middle tier list. Honestly, at this point, this is just a launch pad for so many amazing projects that are taking off on. And this just works as a launch pad for so many projects. It settles so many arbitrations and types of smart contract agreements need to be made for all sorts of things, like in the legal world, lending and insurance. It's all going to be built around or using something around paid network. It's just going to be huge. Okay. I don't know if this is the best entry point for it right now. It's definitely not undervalued at this point in time. I got it right here after this big crash because I all the things I just told you. I was like, okay, look, this thing is going at $1.62 right now. I was trading at $5 before. Let's just weigh the risk to reward. So I've absolutely killed it with this one. I'm holding it much longer. I think this is going to be a multi-billion-dollar coin, and so that's why I'm still holding it. Another high risk that I'm really into is OVR. If you've seen what Mana has done, check out Mana. This is basically Decentraland. The price of land in Decentraland has just skyrocketed. This thing has gone nuts, and I think it's going to continue to go nuts. Okay, virtual land being sold as NFTs, it's huge. But with OVR, what it's doing is it's actually selling land space in like New York City, France, etc. So you can go buy like a plot of land next to this Eiffel Tower and then put your advertisement there in VR. And so they're selling on the space. It's a little bit speculative. It has a pretty low market cap right now. I think this thing could explode if it gains any adoption like Mana. I think it's pretty undervalued right now. I think it's at a good entry point. And then two other projects I hold is Blank. Basically, Sheldon Evans turned me on to this one. It has a low market cap, and frankly, a need for a MetaMask that's private is huge. That's what crypto is based around, privacy. That's it. Okay, we need a private wallet. It's so simple. I think this one could be absolutely huge as well. And then EOS, simply because I made a ton of money on Theta. This is very similar to Theta. I think it could be the next Theta. I think it could do extremely well. I think it's a little bit overvalued right now. This is probably the one I'm least hot on from this. I think it got up to way too high of a valuation. But I think this thing could be huge, so I'm holding it right now just for that. But I don't hold the biggest bag. Out of all the things I hold the smallest bag of this. But it could explode and go nuclear and hit Theta-like levels in the future, so that's why I hold it. And then finally, one of the last coins I hold is Alluvium. This just kicked off. I think you're getting it near the starting price right now. Market cap is 50 million. Frankly, this thing could explode. It's a video game, kind of similar to Pokemon, but you can own the Pokemon like NFTs. It also has my dog Scoot in it. We gave away a bunch of NFTs of Scoot. Battle Scoot, as we like to call them. He's not actually in the game, but it's an NFT they made specifically because I partnered with them. I am invested in this. I am partnered in this. This one is going to be a roll of the dice. I'm going to tell you, if this game does well, it could explode to at least like 250 million, 300 million, a nice juicy 6x pretty easily. The second this game actually like works and gets out and people start playing it. That could never happen technically, but I'm holding it for that because it's just, it's easy. And you can get in at such a good price right now. The opening price of it was 50, so it's still really, really new, and I think you should. And I hold it. I don't know if you should hold it, but I hold it, and I'm a fan of the project, and I'm a fan of the team, and I'm a fan of how the game is coming along so far, and they lured me in with the Scoot NFT, so I'm just being straight there. So I'm not going to write down all of those. If I was going to talk about the ones I like the most, it's definitely Curate, SPI, and Chain Games. But I really like all the coins in there as well. And so if you actually look at my portfolio, it's all of these coins. I hold across this wide range right here. And so the way you're going to look at my portfolio is it's about 50% here, and then the other 50% is between this chunk right here. Okay, and so I'm diversified pretty heavily across all these. Some of them I hold a lot more. For example, I hold a lot of SPI simply because I bought it very cheaply. Now I've made a lot from it. So this has performed very, very well for me because, for example, last week, the altcoins cooled down and then this part of the market exploded. So I made a lot of money on DOT and Litecoin, and then ADA made me money for a second and then went back down, and then I made an absolutely killing on Engine. Okay, so this part of the portfolio covers this part of the portfolio. And let's imagine I really miss something and my whole entire high risk portfolio goes down. I'm still gonna have a lot of profit over here and walk away with something good, at least from this chunk of the portfolio right here. So I use this also to safeguard my high risk portfolio, which is where I'm actually making the most money around right now, flipping and trading. But again, you saw with Chain Games, For example, my chain games, I had a big old bag of it, and then it went down 50%. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars lost from a single dip. Okay, it's gone back up, and it's about at 50% where it once was. I think it's going to go way past that. But again, even with that loss, it's been covered and then paid for and then made profitable by the holdings right here, especially OGN and Engine recently. So this overall, guys, is my portfolio. If you want to see what coins I'm talking about or looking at, follow my Twitter at ZSS Becker. I'm constantly just actually trolling. It's a goofy place, but you'll enjoy it, and I talk about things that might interest you. And I give away tons of NFTs for free. So, and also give away a ton of crypto as well. Whenever I make a partnership, I tell them you have to let me give away like $2,500 worth of your crypto. That's the deal. And so you should follow me there. Other than that, bye.